Guess what, y'all?
What?
We're married!
I mean, I'm married. I don't know about her, but I got my...
I know it has been a while since we have recorded a video, but welcome to our channel.
Welcome back. Glad you could come back and join us on this adventure.
We actually had a virtual wedding ceremony, meaning that no one was there. It was just the two of us and our pastor.
And a photographer.
But that was it.
That was it.
Everybody else watched from their computer.
In their own pajamas. And some people dressed up. Some people wore...
Everybody. I think everybody dressed up.
No. Some people wore pajamas. We were in their bed.
We're actually recording this video in front of the house where we got married.
Yes.
His parents' house.
Yes.
We actually wanted to make a video and discuss like the whole event, how we came about that. So there are a couple of things that we're going to discuss. Feel free to comment below with any questions. We will try to respond and answer any of your questions. The first thing that we wanted to discuss was why a virtual wedding?
Well, it was cheaper. The virtual wedding came into parts because our families are all over the world pretty much, and we knew that as we are moving and wanting to live together, we knew that we wanted to do it the right way. So we decided to get married and invited everybody virtually so they could witness the event and make everybody feel special, at the same time have the focus on us.
And it's a pandemic. Let's not forget that. It is a pandemic.
But besides that,
COVID-19 is real.
Yeah, what she said. We wanted to make sure we did it the right way, the way that we were raised, you know. So get married, then move in together, and then start lives together. That was the main focus.
So my mom is the one that actually suggested that we have a Zoom login and, you know, meeting ID and all that stuff so they can join. Initially, it was going to be a situation where we're going to have it, then I'm going to call my family through WhatsApp, and then there's just gonna, and by family I mean my parents and my two brothers and my sister-in-law and my niece and my nephew. That was it, right? But then my mom suggested having a Zoom meeting because my
marriage license.
You want to talk about how we thought we were getting scammed?
So we had, due to the Cook County clerk office being closed, we had to apply online. To get the marriage license, and they said we'll get back to you in 3 to 5 days. More like 5 to 7 is what actually happened. And they gave us a time when they were going to, they got back to us, and then they let us know, hey, in 3 or 4 days we'll call you at this time. It's like an appointment. Okay, so we went about our normal daily activities, working and whatnot, work from home. And then she gets a call like an hour and a half early, and then she looks at me like, this is them. And I'm like...
And it says no caller ID. That's what showed up on my phone. No caller. Who answers no caller ID?
Apparently she does. I wouldn't have answered that phone call. He sent us a link via email to a Zoom link.
Yeah.
And then we clicked on it, and it said
marriage license.
Marriage license. We can't see the person. And then he tells us to open up our camera. And first of all, everybody knows in Zoom, you don't open up your camera unless the person calling you has their camera open. Like, I'm not about to open my camera for you.
Right. And
now,
I was talking to him on the phone, but we're on a Zoom and I can't see him. Like, that makes no sense.
And then, of course, he says his name was whatever. I'm not going to say his name. Then we have to put up our IDs to the Zoom.
Give him our social.
To the camera, give him the social security number. And then he says he's going to email something back. And that was it. And then I was like, we probably just got scammed. Our identities are stolen. I would not be surprised if our bank account is empty.
Because we had to pay for the license, so
oh yeah, he needed my debit card number. I'm giving someone a number on the phone, over the phone, with something you never do if it's not online and it's not, you know. Anyway, besides that, I thought we were getting scammed, and we here now. So
And his bank account is safe. We
think.
hope.
I checked this morning; it was good.
So all of that to say that whole process was possible. It happened, but it was very weird and different. When we got the application, we signed the application. I took a picture of it and sent it back in, and then they sent us the license for us to sign during the ceremony. So that whole process was so sketchy, but I think it's legit. I hope it's legit, because otherwise we ain't married.
Otherwise, I gotta take this off. Feel me?
When we discussed the Zoom meeting and explore if we actually wanted to do it or not, we did not think it was going to get that big. I didn't think it was going to get that big. I knew that I was going to get the opportunity to invite my friends, because like I said, mentioned earlier, I was just thinking just my family. But then when we decided on Zoom, I was like, okay, great. I get to invite some of my friends, my closest friends, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when we told our families that we're going to do a Zoom meeting, his parents were like, we got 150 people.
Parents immediately told us they had 150 people already on deck, paper, names on hand, on deck, ready to get sent out.
Just send the link. So that's when I just kind of I was like, wait. And I would like to say that for me, this is a little bit, it's important to do things that honor and respect and make your parents proud of you. Because I know for me, my mom has put a lot on the line for herself from her life, and she wanted the best for me. So I really try to honor her with all my decisions, my actions, and I would like to do the same thing for his parents. So I knew that they were proud of us, and they wanted to really show the world that their kids are getting married, because this is a major step. So I knew that they wanted to invite people because, again, they're proud of us. So that's when I felt the heavy load of actually coming correct. I went on my phone and started looking for apps to make a invitation. We went with a couple of different apps that I was able to find. We found one that would allow for international people to also RSVP.
Yep.
Even though it doesn't matter if they RSVP or not, but I still wanted people to be able to have access to the information. So we got the invitation set up, where it said virtual wedding. It had the Zoom link in there. It had different time zones, all of that information, all of those little details I wanted to include in there. And then you upgraded your Zoom account.
Yeah, because Zoom, if you get the basic Zoom, it only allows 100 people.
Right.
So we got the the Pro account, which allow for 24 hours of a meeting, basically unlimited time to do a meeting. Then we also added 500 actual people can log in.
And that was very helpful because essentially, we had about 500 people. Granted, some people logged in, logged out kind of thing, but just knowing that we didn't have a limited capacity was just a good thing. So, of course, my entrance, and we didn't have any bridesmaids or anything like that, but we had his entrance and the pastor. Then we went into pretty much the typical ceremony. He had a 5-minute speech. Then we said our vows, which were beautiful. And then we had blessing of the rings, exchange of the rings. Then my cousins sang. They sent me a recording of their video. They sang, and while we signed our the physical marriage license, we signed that. The pastor, the officiant, signed that as well. And then that was pretty much it. We prayed, and then we went to the computer screen and started greeting our guests.
We tried to say hi to everybody.
We tried.
It was 20 pages worth of Zoom guests. Apologize to those who didn't say hi to, but There's a lot of people.
I wanted to be very intentional about our cultures. So we had a marital blessing. His father did a marital blessing in Yoruba. My older brother did a marital blessing in Papiamentu, and then the pastor did a English one. We also wanted to incorporate, of course, our mothers. So they each gave a speech, a toast, and then his brother and my best woman did one as well. So we were very intentional about making it feel as if a wedding, you know, all of that stuff, but still, you know, not as elaborate. A video will be coming out where, you know, all this, you can see this firsthand. Now this, I really think that this was the key to making it decent and making the whole Zoom meeting thing successful. His brother, because he was the host. Without him, you would hear people talking all the time, everywhere, all that stuff. So he was literally in Philadelphia as the host, making sure that everybody was muted. We already played with the settings of Zoom, and that is one thing I would say to, if you're gonna have someone be the host to monitor that stuff, well, first of all, have someone to monitor that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I would also say for that person to be very familiar with how Zoom works and know like different ways of doing things. I knew that as a bride, I wanted different angles. So we had one camera facing us and the altar, and then one camera that was close up of us as we're looking at each other. There was a camera right there that would catch like a close up of everything. So his brother was able to actually change, like pin the different views so that people would get different views of what was going on. This was the behind the scenes production of everything, the camera angle that I wanted on each thing happening, information on everything, the songs that I wanted played.
Our photographer, who is one of my best friends, she basically put a halt on a meeting and said we're gonna go out to the front.
He was so pissed.
I was about to mark her.
He was so upset because, so that's another thing that we wanted to add. We wanted to celebrate our marriage. We wanted, like, I said this in my vows, in the words of Lauren London, thank you for being my church and my turn up. So I wanted, as much as we pray, we also enjoy dancing, enjoy having fun. So we wanted to incorporate that in our virtual wedding ceremony. So when all of that was done, I was like, all right, everybody, get up out your seat. And we started off with swag and surf, right? So it was so fun to see everybody else doing the swag and surf with us, or people that didn't know what swag and surf was just looking. But then as we continued dancing a couple of songs, she just stopped the whole thing.
She stopped it. We came outside, and then we had a what's it called, like a car parade of my friends from college. It was really touching because we didn't expect nobody to show up. I didn't expect anybody to show up. I mean, who's gonna show up? It's virtual. You should be at home in your pajamas or whatever. So, and then they was out there honking their horns. Everybody in the neighborhood came out and was just wondering what was going on. And that's when I lost it and cried like a little baby. But
did you see the video from Keith? She walked even closer. I don't know if I showed you this.
I remember that.
That has stickers on their car.
Yeah, I saw that.
You gotta get married. And we're bawling.
Then after that, came back inside, danced. That was it.
I wanted to have little things that would still commemorate, still allow the wedding ceremony to stand out and still make it special. So I got this sign made that said, we quarantined, we eloped, 4/26, 2020, not pregnant. You know, I wanted to have that because that is something that, we're gonna really remember that date, 4/26, for the rest of our lives. So I wanted to have that, and I would always encourage someone to have little things like that will still commemorate the day,
right, that
won't allow you to forget, that you can always look back at that thing or that picture, that video, and still be like, oh, that was such a good day. So what did we pay for?
Not a lot. The Zoom, the cake,
my dress, which was a completely different story. I tried, and mind you, everything is closed, so I'm ordering online. I tried 12 dresses.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't see that many. I just saw boxes. I only saw like 3 boxes.
Of course, I'm not gonna show you.
I only saw like 3 boxes. I didn't know it was actually more than one dress.
Yeah, each box had about like 3-4 dresses. So the very last dress, scratch that. The week before, I settled on a dress, and I felt that I was settling. Like I would put the dress on, and then I would text some of my friends, be like, "What do you think?" Da-da-da-da. And then one dress, it was a beautiful dress, but I didn't feel like a bride. I didn't feel special. I felt like I was going to a bridal shower. So then I was like, it was literally, so the wedding ceremony was on Sunday. I think it was that Friday before, I was like, I'm not happy with that dress. I want to try something else. So I went on Lulu's and I looked one more time, because I've already bought dresses and returned them because I didn't like them. Then I tried one more time, and then I got this one dress. Like when I went and picked it up, I picked it up on Thursday. So I ordered the Friday before. I got it on Thursday. I went to him. I was like, please pray over this dress. We need to pray over this. So he prayed over it, and then I went and tried it, and I was like, I felt so beautiful.
The arch?
Yes. So I have to thank your mom for that, because I wanted to be special, but I didn't care about anything. But then when they told us they have 150 people, I was like, all right, I'm going to have to come correct. And she was like, do you want an arch? This was literally the Saturday before. And then I was like, I should get one. But in my head, I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to spend money on that. So I went on a crazy search on Instagram, and I found the people that, and it was so beautiful. I mean, it was absolutely stunning. What they did was like a foam, glossy, shiny paper,
right,
that they made like flowers, white, gold with green leaves. It was absolutely beautiful.
That's it.
Oh, my flowers, my bouquet.
Oh, okay.
It was like 20.
Flowers.
I think it was like $30. I went to like Whole Foods and like put it together.
Oh, the sparkling champagne, what do you call it? Like, what's that, $4? Like, come on, fam.
They add up, okay? It adds up.
Okay, whatever we spent on, it was under. It was everything
our
was
rings.
Under. It was under our rings. All right, I forgot about the rings. It was not a lot of money.
It wasn't.
All right, so.
Okay. What are some pros and cons? Like,
pros is that we save money. Cons is that we didn't actually get to embrace people that we love.
Well,
that's all I'm gonna say. Pros and cons. Pros, you save money. Cons, you do not get to embrace and actually party with the people with the ones you love. You don't get to see everybody and hang out, because people come to a wedding, they don't just come for a day. If our families were coming here, we had people in the house, we were in hotels. We would have gone out to, like, if COVID wasn't happening, we would have gone out to like different places, movies, whatever.
What people didn't see, an hour before that, I was on the phone with my family, bawling, crying my eyes out. This is such an important day. I felt my mom's love. I felt my brother's love, but I didn't. They weren't there. They weren't. My mom wasn't there to get ready with me. Like, different things like that. But my nails weren't done. Like. Stuff like that I even bought some what are they called? Press-ons, thank you.
Press-on Johns.
I was running late, so I didn't even get to do that. Do you think couples should consider this?
Yes.
Even outside of the pandemic?
Yes. To my fellas, bro, if you have a real one like this one, do it.
So this is what I would say, right? If you're the type of person, you and your partner are the type of people that I don't want to say don't care about a big celebration, but that's just not as important. You want to make it, you've always want to have an intimate ceremony, an intimate event. I would say go with this option, but still allow people to celebrate your love, witness your love. I think I don't know about you, but the love that I received after the ceremony and everything, it was like people were genuinely happy for me, genuinely happy for us, that despite everything that is going on, we're still able to celebrate our love and, you know, make a commitment to, you know, move on in life together. Would you do it all over again? If you had a choice for everything being paid for.
Everything being paid for?
Everything being paid for, but you can only invite 100 people versus doing it this way. Would you do it all over again? The way we did it?
I would do it. I would still do it this way. 100 people, it's not gonna work.
Gian, you are the funchi to my yambo. You are the milk to my milk and goodies. And of course, you are the eba to my egusi.